If you think you fully know what salvation is, you are mistaken. Now you will hear a lot of things that will help you understand what it really is. Upon entering our material world, the soul acquires a specific material body and begins to think that it is this body itself, completely forgetting that it is spiritual in nature and has nothing in common with its physical body and this world. How does this happen? Very simple. The material energy of God performs two main functions. The first function, it provides the soul with a shell, simply put, a body in which you and all of us are located. And the second function, it deprives the soul of true knowledge and forces it to believe that you and all living beings are a product of this temporary world, and that with the death of the body, life ends. And so, the soul, forgetting who it really is, a tiny particle of God's spiritual energy, and forgetting its true home, the spiritual world, completely or almost completely ceases to engage in spiritual activity, and instead, with enthusiasm, begins to engage in material activity, which is alien to its nature, thinking that this will make it happy. Forgetting that our body is allotted a very short lifespan and that it is not eternal, you, the soul, are engaged in absolutely wrong thing for which your human body is intended. Having achieved outstanding economic success and receiving as many sensual pleasures as possible, you think that you will attain absolute happiness. But no, you will merely find a fleeting contentment and comfort, but genuine happiness will remain out of reach. Why is that? It's very simple. It seems that having achieved everything possible, outstanding entrepreneurs, scientists, politicians, and other notable figures of our world still lack something for complete happiness. And they continue to constantly set new goals for themselves and try to achieve them. And in the end, they die without finding happiness and with the thought that they still haven't done everything in this life. Only when in a human body can you see this and also realize that this is actually a world of death, not happiness. If you are not sure about this, just open any newsfeed and see how many deaths and tragedies happen to people and in their lives every day. Plus, for some reason, no one pays attention to how many animals and insects constantly die in our world. And this number far exceeds the number of deceased people. The only reason for the human body is for the soul to be able to realize God itself, that it is a tiny particle of God's eternal spiritual energy, and not the temporary body in which it now resides. To see all the horror of material world and its existence in it, to be able to break all material attachments to this world, and in this way to end the cycle of birth and death, and having restored its forgotten eternal relationship with God, to attain eternal life, true happiness and bliss, returning home to God, to the spiritual world. That is what salvation is. Neither animals nor insects can do this, because they have limited intelligence and perception. Only the human body is endowed with the necessary brain, mind, intellect, consciousness, and perception of the world, which allows the soul to achieve this. If we waste our human life in vain and continue to chase happiness in the world where it simply does not exist, then it is unknown when we will next get the opportunity to attain eternity. Simply by remembering God, beginning and not ceasing to know Him, and not sinning intentionally, gradually God will rid of you of all the illusions and delusions inherent in people in our world, grant you eternal life, and help you to attain true spiritual happiness and bliss.